Good morning, children. Today I am going to start chapter 7 Ivan's Trials and O Level from your Vistas book by Colin Dexter. Today, part 2nd. Part 1st I have already explained in first video, and part 2nd we are just about to continue from page number 72. Right now we'll get some information about that boy who was a criminal known as Evans. Some more information regarding his examination, how secretary of the board that is sending all the material and stuff for conducting the examination of that boy in the jail premises, in the jail campus, in his own cell. Let's see from page 72. Jackson nodded curtly. Nodded here means shook head. Prison officer, Mr. Jackson, he shook his head very curtly means dryly. And how is our little Einstein this morning then? Right now, that boy who was about to just sit for the examination in German language, right now that boy was compared to that Einstein. I think wasn't he a mathematician, Mr. Jackson? Mr. Jackson, he was a prison officer. Wasn't he a mathematician? He knew very well about the mathematics, and then I think he was a Jew, Mr. Jackson, and Ivan's face was unshaven. Right now you will get the appearance of that boy like Evans. James Roderick Evans. What was his appearance? What was his condition? How filthy state was there for him? Let's see in this slide. Evans' face was unshaven. The face, it was full of beard and it was not shaved. And he wore a filthy looking red and white bobble hat upon his head. What he was wearing? He was wearing filthy. Filthy means dirty looking, red and white bobble. Bobble hat means having a tuft ball, having a small ball on the head. Such kind of hat he was wearing on his head, and says, "Give me a chance, Mr. Jackson. I was just going to shave when you burst in." Burst in means came suddenly. Mr. Jackson, who was the jail officer, that boy, like Evans, he told him, "Give me a chance, Mr. Jackson. I was just going to shave it. In the meantime, you entered." Which reminds me, Jackson turned his eyes on Stephens. "Make sure you take his razor out of the cell when he has finished scraping that ugly mug of his. Clear?" Just you will see, which reminds me, Jackson turned his eyes on Stephen. Stephen, he was also second jail officer. So Mr. Jackson, he turned to the second jail officer, Mr. Stephens, and what he ordered? He just ordered, make sure you take his razor out of the cell. Means the razor by which he was just going to clean his beard. After completing the work, after shaving the beard, he will have to take his razor out of his cell. Otherwise, that razor may be cause of bloody things. Therefore, when he has finished scraping here means removing by rubbing. When that boy will remove his beard by rubbing continuously in both sides, okay, so he will have to take his razor out of his cell. Clear? It's clear? One of these days he will do us all a favor and cut his bloody throat. Incident may be there. In any day he may cut throat, and all of the jail authorities, jail employees will just put into problem. For a few seconds Evans looked very thoughtfully at the man standing ramrod straight in front of him. A string of second World War medals proudly paraded over his left breast pocket. Right now we will see in this para. For a few seconds, Evans looked very thoughtfully at the man. Who is the man here? Mr. Jackson. For some time, that boy like Roderick Evans, James Evans, he was looking at the man standing quite closer to him. Who he was? He was Mr. Jackson, the senior jail officer. They thoughtfully at the man standing ramrod straight in front of the ramrod here means a rod for barrel. In a gun, what the rod or pipe is there for the barrel, okay, that is known as ramrod. So Jackson, who was standing ramrod or straight in front of him, a string of Second World War. String here means a line. String here means a line that of Second World War medals. It was a medals only, proudly paraded. Paraded means displayed. That medal proudly displayed over his left breast pocket. He was honored. It was a kind of honor for him. Mr. Jackson, was it you who took my nail scissors away? Here, Evans had always worried about his hands. So that why he is asking question to Mr. Jackson, who was the jail officer. Mr. Jackson, I have taken my nail scissors away from the cell. Why? Because that boy was worried too much about his nails too. And your nail file too, your nail razor too, nail file too. Look, for a moment, Evans' eye is smoldered. Smoldered here means burnt very slowly. When that boy like Evans did not get that nail scissor, that nail file there in that cell, so even he got angry. He did not like this kind of behavior to Mr. Jackson. So, Evans' eye is smoldered or burned very slowly and dangerously. Why it was burning slowly and dangerously? Because the boy did not like this kind of habits. And what the nail scissors are there, razors are there, everything will be taken away out of his cell, and that was not a good thing for that boy. And then, look, for a moment Evans' eye is smoldered dangerously, but Jackson was ready for him. And Jackson was ready for him because he was the criminal only. Therefore, the jail officer, senior jail officer, Mr. Jackson, he was ready to take any decision against the boy so that the examination can be conducted well and safe. Orders of the Governor Evans means these are the orders of the Governor Evans, you should know. And he leaned, he means the boy like Evans. He leaned means he stooped forward and leered. Leered means looked with malignant, looked with sacred. The boy like Evans looked malignant. His voice dropping to a harsh. The voice, the sound of that boy, it was dropping here, means going down to a harsh, to bitter, contemptuous. Contemptuous means full of hatred. The sound right now that was coming from the mouth of that boy like Evans, even they were full of hatred and they were coming very slowly. It seems that the boy was whispering. And you want to complain means, do you want to complain? Any complaint is there? Evans shrugged his shoulders very lightly. He shrugged his shoulders very lightly. Means maybe I can say the crisis was over. Crisis here means the time of extreme danger. Crisis here means the time of extreme danger was over. You have got half an hour to smarten yourself up, Evans, and take that bloody hat off. Here, he already ordered him. Evans, the boy, you are very good. You have already got half an hour time to smarten yourself. Smarten means make neat and clean. Half an hour time has already been given to you to clean up yourself, to be neat and clean. Evans, and take that bloody hat off. What the bloody hat you are wearing on your head, better you remove it. Me, hat, here, me, stands means for my, and head means head. My head. Just you are talking about my head. Ha! Oof. He wants to put his right hand very lovingly on the top of the filthy woolen and he smiled very sadly. That James Evans, the boy Roderick Evans, what he did? When the objection it was made by that prison officer, and you will have to remove or took off this head from your head. So he wants to put the right hand very lovingly, very softly, where? On top of the filthy. Filthy means dirty. Even the hat he was wearing, bobbled hat he was wearing, it was looking very dirty. Really it was dirty. So the boy, he put his hand on the top of it very tenderly. That was the woolen hat, and he smiled very sadly. The boy smiled sadly. Do you know Mr. Jackson? Even right now the boy, he wanted to tell him some good things about that hat. He wanted to tell him the reason. Because of that he did not like to remove it. So, do you know Mr. Jackson, it's the only thing that's ever brought me any sort of luck in life. Only a single item there with me. That is a bobbled hat which I am wearing right now on the head. This is very lucky hat. Only one thing is there in my life that brings good luck to me. This is the reason I cannot remove it. And the reason is that today it's my examination. I want that the examination should be very well. I can score maximum marks in the examination, and therefore I am not just going to remove it. Kind of lucky charm. It's a kind of a lucky amulet. If you know what I mean. Right now you can have at least the idea and the purpose of my saying. And today I thought. Today the boy thought. What he thought? Well, with me exam and all that. With me exam is there. Today, the most important day in my life. I am just going to appear in my exam. I want luck should favor me. This is the reason I cannot just put off this my lucky hat from my head. Buried somewhere in Jackson, buried means hidden. Somewhere in Jackson was a tiny pool of compassion. Even compassion means pity, mercy. Even the mercy, big mercy, was still in the heart of Mr. Jackson, the senior jail officer. Even he was not so treacherous, he was not so cruel. And the thing that boy like Evans knew it very well. And Evans knew it very well that he was not so very cruel. Just this once, then Shirley Temple, because his attachment was there with the temple. So, if there was one thing that Jackson genuinely loathed means hated. This was the reason that if there was one thing that the senior jail officer, Mr. Jackson, he loathed, he hated about Evans, it was his long wavy hair. What the long and wavy or shaky hair is there, it was very troublesome for that senior jail officer, Mr. Jackson. Anyway, he did not like at any cost that Mr. Jackson did not like that such long hair, wavy hair must be on the head of this boy. He wanted that the boy should be looking as a gentle boy when he sits for his examination. And get saving, better saving. At 8:45, you should know 9:15 is the timing for conducting the examination, and the incident described here in this para is 8:45. So at 8:45, the same morning, the Reverend Stuart McLeary left his bachelor's flat in Broad Street and stepped out briskly toward Carfax. You should know. One Broad Street is there. In Broad Street, one apartment was there in which that invigilator like Reverend Stuart McLeary he used to live. So that McLeary, the invigilator for that boy in the examination, he left it at 8:45, left his bachelor flat in Broad Street and stepped out briskly towards Carfax. And briskly, very quickly, he stepped out, started moving towards Carfax, where jail was there, prison was there. The weatherman reported temperatures considerably below the normal for early June. In early June, the weatherman had already reported that temperature will go down. Even neat and clean sky will not be there. There may be the drizzle, there may be the snowfall, there may be the light rain, there may be the shower. Such kind of prediction was already made by that weatherman. So, below the normal for early June and a long black overcoat because of that to protect himself from that drizzle, from that light rain. Even Stuart McLeary, what he did, McLeary just used over his black overcoat and a shallow crown clerical hat. Shallow means narrow top. Even hat means hat, you know, and the top of that hat that is very narrow. It is not wide. It's like a peak. So he just wore a shallow crown clerical hat. Clerical means the of a clergyman, generally used by the priest of the church. He was wearing this kind of hat, provided welcome protection because it was providing him welcome protection from the steady drizzle, steady light rain. Steady means continuous light rain was there, so that black long overcoat even it could help him, as well as his just pointed hat, narrow hat could help him in that drizzle, which had set in half an hour earlier, and half an hour earlier, which now spattered. Spattered means sprinkled the thick lenses of his spectacles. Right now, sprinkling of that light rain was still going on the thick lenses of his spectacles. And that McLeary, Stuart McLeary, Reverend Stuart McLeary, he was just moving fast to do his duty, that was the invigilation duty. And in his right hand he was just carrying a small brown suitcase. Just keep in mind, you will have to remember each and every point in your mind regarding the examination of that boy like Evans, how the invigilator is coming, what is the address of the invigilator, what is the appearance of the invigilator, Mr. Stuart McLeary. He was wearing black overcoat and a pointed hat. Okay. Then, in his right hand, he was carrying a small size brown color suitcase, which contained, that suitcase contained, what were the materials kept there in the suitcase? The suitcase contained all that he would need for his morning duties. Means all the materials the suitcase contained, all the essential items were kept in that suitcase, brown small suitcase, which he was carrying in his right hand for conducting the examination of that boy, including a sealed question paper envelope. A sealed question paper envelope was there also in that small brown suitcase. A yellow invigilation form. One yellow color invigilation form was also there in that suitcase. A special authentication. Authentication means confirmation. A special particular kind of confirmation certificate was, authentication card was there from the examination board, which he had got that really this person like Reverend Stuart McLeary is appointed for the invigilation duty. A paper knife. A knife was kept for cutting the paper. A Bible he was to speak or deliver speech to the women's hill. That afternoon on the book of the Ruth, he was just about to deliver the speech. He brought with him and a current copy of the Church Times was the newspaper. He was with him. These kind of materials were there in that brown small suitcase. The 2-hour examination was scheduled to start at 9:15 am. One thing, no. The schedule for Ivan's examination in German language O level was scheduled for how many hours? 2 hours only. And the starting timing was 9:15 am. Evans was lathering his face vigorously when Stephens brought in 2 small square tables and set them opposite each other in the narrow space between the bunk on the one side and the other distempered stone. Now let's see this para. What happens here? Evans was lathering. Lathering means making foam, making froth. Suppose someone wants to shave it. So first of all, they will just use foam. Shaving cream, and because of the repeated wetness of the brush, what the froth is just forming on both of the cheeks. Right now, the same thing was there for that boy like Evans. The Evans was lathering or making froth his face very vigorously when Stephens brought in at the same time. The Stephen, second jail officer, he just brought inside his cell 2 small square tables. Even the 2 tables were there, they were not in a rectangular shape. The tables were in a square shape. 2 small square tables were kept there, and he set them opposite each other in the narrow space. What the narrow space was there in that cell? Even the cell was very small in size, and at least he brought 2 small square table. So he set them in the space there, in the narrow space between the bunk. Bunk here means the sleeping berth. Between the sleeping berth on one side and on the other side a distempered stone wall. Distempered means painted stone wall was there. One side painted stone wall was there and another side sleeping berth was there. In between that Stephens, he put that small square tables opposite to each other. Next, Stephen brought in 2 hard chairs. What he brought? Again he brought 2 hard chairs. The slightly less battered. Battered here means slapping. Means the chairs were slightly battered, of which he placed in front of the table. Means one chair he just put in front of one table which stood near the cell door. The chair that stood near the cell door. Jackson put in a brief final appearance. Mr. Jackson, who was a senior jail officer, he put in a brief final appearance. Behave yourself, laddie. Laddie means not lady. Here, laddie means a boy, like James Roderick Evans. Looking finally in that small cell, that Jackson told him, he just advised the boy, laddie means the boy, the child, Mr. Evans means behave yourself, means behave yourself properly. During your examination, which is scheduled for 2 hours, you are under eye and care of the invigilator, so with the invigilator behave very properly. And then Evans turned and nodded. Evans, the boy, he turned and shook his head, and these Jackson pointed to the pin-ups. Pin-ups here means pictures of the naked men. Some pictures were there of the ladies without clothes. So Mr. Jackson, he looked at those kind of pictures and said, just pointing at them means off, means remove them. He ordered him, as you just remove them. Evans turned and nodded again. I was going to take them down away. And a minister, isn't he? He was the minister. Minister means priest. Priest means clergyman. He was the priest of the church. Therefore, it was not good having the picture of such kind there in that small cell. Therefore, they must be removed. The child, the boy, coming to sit in, and how did you know that? Asked Jackson very quietly. Mr. Jackson, the senior jail officer, he just asked, he just spoke very quietly. What? And how did you know that? Well, I had to sign some forms, didn't I? And I couldn't help. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I couldn't see. Evans drew the razor very carefully down his left cheek, and at the same time, the frog is already just made there on his cheeks, and right now his razor was ready just to pull it down to shave his beard. Evans drew the razor. Evans the boy, he pulled the razor very carefully where down his left cheek. He pulled the razor downside to his left cheek. He is shaving right now and left a neat swath in the white leather. And he was pulling the razor down. The neat swath was there. Swath here means the strip cut by sides. The strip cut by sides by pulling the razor. It looked very nice and there is a vein. Can I ask you something, Mr. Jackson? The boy is asking. Mr. Jackson, can I ask you something? Why did they have to bug me in this cell? Bug here means hide the microphone for recording conversation. Hiding the microphone for recording conversation. What kind of conversation is going on during the examination? Here he is asking, why did they have to bug or hide the microphone in this cell? He nodded his head very vaguely and clearly to a point above the door. There, it is hidden. Not a very neat job. It's not very clean work, considered Jackson. Mr. Jackson, considered means admitted. It's not a clean job. And they do not honestly think I am going to try to do good. And they are taking no chances. Evans, these jail authorities, they do not want to take any kind of chance. Chance here means risk. They do not want to take any kind of risk for your examination. It's the governor himself. It's the order of a governor. And see, understand. And he don't trust you a bloody inch. Bloody inch here means even an inch. The measurement, even an inch, the governor cannot trust you. And nor do I. Even I cannot believe you. I will be watching you like a hawk. Here, how he will be watched? He is telling that he will be watching him just like a hawk, the bird. You have the idea about that bird, hawk, how watchful it is. Even it flies in the sky. From far away, how he observes the dead animal on the ground. It's fine to think. So he is telling that just like a hawk, I am just going to observe once. So keep your nose clean. Clear? Is clear? Better keep your nose clean. Make it neat and clean. He walked towards the door. He once nodded. He once shook his head. And he had already thought of that. The boy, like he once had already thought about cleaning his nose. But at the meantime, he was reminded by Mr. Jackson. Right? Thought of that, and number 2 handkerchief was lying ready on the bunk. On the sleeping berth, number 2 handkerchief Number 2, hanky. It was kept there. Okay, it was ready. He can use. It was neatly folded square of white linen. Means that was of white color. Linen material was there of that hanky. Was quite neat and clean. It was folded, kept there. So number 2, handkerchief was ready to clean his nose. Just one more thing, Einstein. Who is Einstein here? The boy who is sitting for his O-level German examination. The boy is Einstein. This is a remark made by jail authorities. Yeah, what is that? Good luck, old son. In the little lodge. Lodge here means hut meant small hut. In this little lodge, in this small hut, what will be there? Just inside the prison's main gates. Just inside the prison or the jail main gate, the Reverend S. McLeary, Reverend the Invigilator, Reverend Stuart McLeary, he signed his name neatly in the visitor's book. So generally, you know, he had the main gate entrance of that prison. If anybody wants to make an entry there, wants to go inside, first he or she will have to put his name, even address, timing and purpose of going inside the prison. So McLeary, he had already just put his signature. He had written his name in the visitor's book very neatly. And then walked side by side with a silent prison officer across the exercise yard to the D wing, where he, Miss McLeary, was greeted by Mr. Jackson. When Jackson saw that now that McLeary, the invigilator, had already arrived, he welcomed him warmly, because he was just only invigilator who was going for conducting the examination of that boy in O-level German language. The wing's heavy outer door was unlocked. The wing's heavy outer door, the outer door of the prison is always heavier, so that it cannot be broken by the prisoners, it cannot be broken by the captives. Okay, so the wing's heavy outer door was unlocked, it was open and locked behind them. When they entered, again it is locked. The heavy inner door the same, and the same thing was there for the heavy inner door, and McLeary was handed over into Stephen's keeping. McLeary, it was handed over into Stephen's second jail officer's eye and care. Means that second jail officer, Mr. Stephen, he will just look after that invigilator, Stuart McLeary. And then the McLeary was handed into Stephen's keeping. Get the razor, murmured Jackson. I, Mr. Jackson, the senior jail officer, he was just moving out of the cell. He just already ordered the second jail officer, Mr. Stephen, I better get the razor. Means take the razor of this boy, because the work of saving is already over. Better take his razor and keep it out of the cell. Means razor, knife and these kind of metallic items generally not given to the prisoner in the prison campus, even in the cell. Why? Because they can murder someone. This was the reason. Stephen nodded, he shook his head. Well, keep your eyes skin. Keep skin means open. Mr. Stephen, keep your eyes open. Be very watchful. Clear? Is clear to you? Stephen nodded again. Stephen shook his head again, and McLeary, his feet clanging. Clanging here means metallic noise. The feet that were producing metallic noise. McLeary, his feet that was climbing up the iron stairs, as he was just climbing on the iron stair upside, so it was producing some kind of sound. Followed his new guide. He followed his new guide to, that was Stephen. And finally, he stood before a cell door. Finally, the invigilator stood before the cell door of that boy, where Stephen's already opened the peephole and looked through. Stephen, the second jail officer, he already just opened the peephole. Peephole means there was a hole in the door through which each and every jail authority may come any time and observe that boy examination from outside. So he just opened it and looked through. That sensor, that boy is there. He was facing the door. He was facing towards the door. He was sitting very quietly at the farther of the two tables. The boy was sitting very far away from these small two tables, square tables. His whole attention riveted to a textbook. The whole attention of that boy, riveted means fixed, to a textbook of elementary German grammar. The boy, his attention was fixed to elementary or primary German grammar book. He was looking it very carefully. Stephen took the key from its ring. Stephen, the second jail officer, he took the key of that cell from the ring, and the cell lock sprang back with a thud. And it was already locked. The cell was already locked, and it sprang back. When it was locked, as soon as the door of that one cell was unlocked, the door just sprang backside. It already opened with a thudded sound, with a heavier, awkward sound. That was the metallic tamang sound. It was a metallic sound as soon as the door was opened. So when it went back, when it just sprang very quickly, it produced some awkward sound. Dear children, today just going to stop the explanation of this chapter till page 75, and in the next video, third video, I will start the remaining part of this chapter from page number 76. Thank you very much.